In addition to hours of operation, services, and rooms, employees help determine when appointments can be booked. Let's build employees now. From the Quick Start Guide, click Set up your schedule and resources, and then Add employees to your location. If we don't see the Quick Start Guide, we can go to System Settings and click on New Employee from the settings on the left. Step 1 is where to enter in the employee's details. There are several fields on this page. Most of these are self-explanatory, and we will mainly focus on the required fields denoted by the red asterisk. The email address entered here will be the one that appointment notification emails from Booker are sent to, and it's important that this is correct. We can also create a login for an employee by checking the box here. Booker recommends creating a separate login for every employee. Logins can be created at a later time, but it's more efficient to create it during this process. The type has to do with whether or not this employee has a set schedule in Booker. There are two options here, Scheduled and Freelancer. Pick Scheduled if the employee has a set schedule to enter in. For example, they work from 10 to 7, Mondays through Thursdays. A freelancer is an on-call employee. Because freelancers don't have a set schedule in the system, they are unavailable for online bookings. This type is completely unrelated to how the employee is being compensated. Any employee that wants to be booked online should be set to Scheduled. The status is set to active as a default, and we will want to leave it that way. Just know that the other option, inactive, is useful when an employee leaves the business. Further below, we can enter in the mobile number if this employee wants to receive appointment notifications by text. To make sure employees receive text alerts, we need to enter the mobile number in the correct field, set it as their preferred phone, and check the SMS box. Click Continue to move on. In Step 2, we can set up how this employee will be compensated based on the options we see here. We won't go through all these compensation types in this video, but if you'd like to learn more about employee compensation, be sure to watch that video on it. Click Continue to move on. In Step 3, we will find a checklist of any services in the account. We want to enable the services that this employee performs. Once a service is checked from this list, the employee will show up on the appointment calendar, and we can book appointments with them. If the employee does not perform any services, make sure these are all unchecked. If we haven't added services yet, we will skip this step for now and connect services and employees later on. Click Continue to move on. In Step 4, we will set up the employee's default schedule. This step only shows up for employees set to the type Scheduled. Use the drop-down next to the day to switch this from a workday to a day off. For the workdays, use the start and end time drop-downs to set the hours that the employee will be working. Entering a lunch is optional, and we can always add a lunch day by day to the calendar if that works better for our business. If the employee works the same hours every day, click Copy Previous Day to speed this up. Click Continue to move on. Since we enabled the option to create a login in Step 1, the final step of creating the employee profile is this one. The fields at the top will pull from the employee's details we've already entered in. We will find several different roles to choose from, and each role provides a different level of access to the system. The admin role gives full access, and the staff role gives the least access. Depending on the role we choose, there may be optional permissions to set up that will provide or limit additional functionality the login can have. We won't go through all the login roles in this video, but if you'd like to learn more about how to set up logins, be sure to watch the training video on that. Last, enter in the username and password. We recommend setting up the username as the employee's email address. If we want the employee to create their own password, we can enter a temporary one and check this box so they will be prompted to change it once they log in for the first time. Click Finish to complete. Back on the main employee page, we can see all the employees that have been created in the Booker account. If we need to edit an employee profile in the future, we can come here and click Edit from the Actions column on the right. If we need to edit the login after it's created, we will do that from the Logins page in System Settings. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.